Hello, I'm Daz. In this video I'm going to be running and sneaking around Riften in order to collect the 10 different skill books that can be found here, and there are actually 12 in total, as a couple of these are duplicated throughout Riften. So I'm first heading into Mistveil Keep, specifically up to the Jarl's quarters, where we can find a copy of Surfeit of Thieves for the lockpicking skill.
But reports are sketchy. Some say it was false.
You're like me, huh? Don't fancy those clunky two-handed weapons.
Some of the skill books in this episode are actually going to be quest locked. So here we are, lockpicking skill book. There's also an unusual gem right beside it. Yeah, some of the skill books in this episode are going to be quest locked. I'm going to leave those until the end. Just deal with the easiest ones first, and I'll try and give reasonable explanations once I get to the more tricky ones. So, for the second skill book of the day, we are heading into Honor Hall Orphanage, into Colette's bedroom.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Growler.
Where we can find a copy of Purloined Shadows, Pickpocket.
More talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted, ever.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
So next we are heading into the Scorched Hammer. I'm not sure if this door is locked for some people. I've invested in the blacksmith, so hopefully other people can just walk straight in here. Otherwise you may need to sneak. But we can find a copy of the Armourer's Challenge, Smithing. Right, this next one definitely requires some sneaking as we head down to the lower level, and we need to get inside Maurice Araval's house. I have the invisibility spell, so that's going to be quite useful. So this is in a crazy location. Inside this basket, if you didn't read the guides, it's very unlikely that you'd ever come across this Alteration skill book. Reality and other falsehoods. Okay. Next, we're going to collect a speech skill book inside Beggar's Row. And there we are, A Dancing Fire Volume 7. You can take that one if you wish. Next, into Helga's bunkhouse. And we have a copy of Beggar. This is one of the ones that is duplicated later on. Pickpocket skill. Right, from this point onwards, things get a little bit more tricky. Because we need to head into Honeyside. So in order to acquire this property, you'll need to do a quest dealing with the skooma dealers, and you'll need to become Thane of Riften. And downstairs,
Long life to you, Thane.
downstairs we can find a copy of Enchanter's Primer. I've actually already covered a copy of Enchanter's Primer in my Whiterun episode on this playlist. You can find a copy of that in... I'm going to head out of this back way because we need to head outside Riften for the next one. Yeah, you can find a copy of Enchanter's Primer in Carlotta's house in Whiterun, if you are unable to gain access to Honeyside. So, I'm just going to jump down, take a little bit of a swim. Hopefully this ain't going to take too long.
I could have left it behind. I could have put it back where it came from.
So, at the far side of Riften, we can get into this sewer pipe, which leads underneath the jail. And we can get our hands on a copy of the Lockpicking skill book, Advances in Lockpicking. Just mind this bear trap. Here is a copy of the book. This is another of those that is duplicated later on in this video. You can see that leads up to the underside of the jail. So I'm just going to fast travel straight back into Riften. And the next one, I'm going to be heading into Riftweald Manor, which ordinarily will not be accessible until you get very deep into the Thieves Guild quest line. But I'm going to show you a way to get in there before the appointed time. So I am actually on the Thieves Guild quest, but as you can see I'm just at the point of heading to Golden Glow Estate as part of Loud and Clear. So I'm nowhere near being able to get into Riftweald at this point.
Oh, what happened?
But inside Riftweald we can find a copy of the Red Kitchen Reader. If I don't have too many problems getting onto this brazier. This is annoying. I'd got it all first attempt when I was practicing earlier. Okay, so we need to jump onto this roof. Right, I'm having quite a few problems. Right, here we are. And then I'm going to whirlwind sprint over to that balcony. Made it. If you don't have whirlwind sprint, it is possible to jump onto that gate there and get onto Riftweald roof. And you can drop down onto this balcony that way. According to the online wiki, where are we? Entering this place early will not affect the quest that comes later on. All the guards will just respawn, apparently. So, we just need to head through this suspicious cabinet. And head down here. So I think I mentioned we're looking for the Red Kitchen Reader down here. It's much easier to just head to the new Nissis Corner Club in Windhelm. I've already made a video covering Windhelm, but I thought I should include this copy for the Riften episode. So here we are, the Red Kitchen Reader. And there is Chillrend. Another negative aspect of entering here early, it may affect the level of Chillrend, so you may wish to avoid heading in here too early for that reason. I think Chillrend reaches its max enchantment level after level 46. So I'm now dropping down into the Ratway Vaults for another quest locked skill book, Fire and Darkness for the one-handed skill. This is in Esbern's room, which you will not be able to access until you get the main quest line mission, A Cornered Rat. You can see that I've just completed that recently, so I can head down here back into Esbern's room. Yeah, it's been quite tricky working out the best route actually for making this video, as the point of my channel is to make real-time videos with no cuts. So it can cause a bit of a problem sometimes trying to make these kind of videos, but here we are, Fire and Darkness in Esbern's room, and you are free to take that one without it being classed as a theft. So I'm going to head back up and head into the Ragged Flagon. For the last couple of books, which are actually both duplicates, so I wouldn't be surprised if people duck out at this point. Because we can find another copy of Beggar and another copy of Advances in Lockpicking, but these two will not have stolen tags attached to them, in case people are collecting these for library. Right, so I'm going to head into the Ratway first.
I have work if you've got the backbone.
I've got the backbone, don't worry. So here we are, the copy of Beggar, which can be freely taken, as you can see. And then, finally, if I've not made a massive blunder and forgotten one along the way, we need to head into the Ragged Flagon Cistern.
I have work if you've got the backbone.
In order to access this area, obviously you need to do the first part of the Thieves Guild quest line. And right on this barrel, Advances in Lockpicking, which we've read already, obviously, and there we are. You can see, as promised, that is free to be taken. So, I think this was quite a long-winded one actually, but for anyone who has managed to stick around to the end, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye bye.